Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to VTM Out for Blood. And we are entering Chapter 10, guys, Dead in One's Tracks. Now, in the last stream, we were able to get a few errands done, had an unproductive meeting with the sheriff, but also had a very, I don't know if you'd call it productive necessarily, but an interesting chat with Amanda Chastain, who came to visit us at our home. So we're starting, things are starting to like escalate and forces are starting to collide. So it'll be quite fascinating to see what the end result of this is, because we don't know which side we're going to choose, if we choose a side at all. Let's go ahead and get to this. The strength of the vampire is that no one will believe in him. Richard Matheson, I Am Legend. Thursday rolls in with a crash of thunder. It ripples through Jericho Heights for most of the morning, and with it comes a deluge of rain. You wake up in bed with Salem next to you. Something tells you to check the house. Oh yeah, Morgan and Salem hooked up at the end of the stream too, so that was nice. Everything seems fine, even the basement, but when you move into your store, a layer of rainwater coats the floor. You grab a bucket and a lot of towels to soak up all the water or sweep it out. Salem stays to help you for as long as she can before going to work. The flood forces you to close the store for half the day, even with Lamb's help for cleanup. By the end, you've lost a day of the morning sales. You're able to open the store, though few customers come out in the storm. You and Lamb spend time fulfilling orders and replenishing backstock. By the end of the day, you count the receipts. $755. Lamb reminds you of payday for the past week due tomorrow, calculating you owe him $5. By the time night falls, the storm is tapered off to a light rain. It's darker than most nights, with even the streetlights failing to fight back the deep black. The store took up your entire day, forcing you to do your real work at night. If you don't need anything else, I'm going home, Lamb says. No, thank you. I really appreciate all of your help. You have a good night. When you glance outside, you catch sight of a plain white van driving slowly past the front of your store. A teenager sits in the passenger side, staring through the large window past the displays. He's thin, dark skin, and he looks familiar. You just can't place him. Lamb brings his backpack over his shoulder and drops it to the floor. I almost forgot to do one thing before I left. It will only take... The front of the store chimes, interrupting him. He walks to the front door and pushes aside the blinds to see outside. It's Michaela. What an impudent girl. Go ahead and open it, you say. He clicks the locks and swings the door inward. Michaela pushes her way in and runs past him. Oh look, we have a late customer. Can I show you anything, miss? Michaela clicks her teeth. You know I'm not here to buy anything. I would have been here sooner, but Miss Pendleton gave me extra schoolwork to do. She says I have too much time on my hands. I can't believe I'm spending my summer doing math worksheets. I came as soon as I could, so we can talk about the plans for getting rid of Miss Chastain. You look past her through the big window. The white van pulls away. Michaela, did you see a white van right outside the store? You mean my friend's van? The white one? Yeah, the plain white van that doesn't look suspicious at all. You were driving around in that thing? Michaela rolls her eyes and waves her hand as she speaks. First of all, don't get worked up. I know how to take care of myself. Damien's my friend, and I'll have you know, he's the lead singer of a band from Chicago. They're going to be huge. And it's not like he's driving it. He's in the Heights with his uncle visiting family. Mr. Allen met my mom and everything, so can we change the subject and talk about Miss Chastain? Lamb walks to the counter and says to you, Do you mind if I stay? I would like to hear your plans as well. Wits and insight. Show them stats. And we have 5. I would really like to know. Why are you so worried about Chastain, Michaela? Has she done anything to you? I understand why anyone would be concerned about vampires, but Michaela seems obsessed with her demise. Inquisitive +5. Michaela twists her lips to one side like she's thinking of the right answer. She's been drinking everyone's blood, and I want her to stop. She can go do her thing in someone else's town, far away from here. Are you sure that's everything? You ask. Her eyes look away from you, and she scratches her arm. As she begins to speak, you lean over the counter and stare at her intently. She pauses and lets out a huge sigh of frustration. Anytime I see her or hear about her, it reminds me of Mr. Oliver. My grandfather. Why would she remind you of him? She bites the corner of her lip. I saw her bully him a few times. This one time he thought I'd left the store, but I was in the back room. I heard her come in and say some mean things to him about how he's old and he was going to die soon and how she would never grow old. She said she owned this town. He wouldn't say anything back to her. He would just take all of it and never say a thing. It made me so mad at her, but what could I do? Why didn't you tell me this before? She shrugs and looks at the floor. Mr. Oliver didn't want anyone to know about his arguments with Amanda, so I didn't want to give away his secret. I understand. I'm going to figure something out. One way or another, you're not going to have to worry about Chastain anymore. Kayla's expression shifts ever so slightly. It's something you see around the eyes and the cheekbones. She's relaxing. Even her shoulders loosen. Thank you. These are her only words, but you know they mean a lot to her. Relationship with Michaela +5. A sudden gust of wind hammers the front windows, shaking them. It whistles like a freight train coming into the station. Well, I was just closing shop with Lem, and I'm heading to meet Salem, Adam, Marcus, and Lacey. I have a few things to go over with them, and then we can start making our plans for dealing with Chastain. You'll have fun at Gallagher's Tavern. I don't care for the atmosphere, food, or loud music, but they have nice furniture, Lem says. Wait, you're all going to a bar? That's not a meeting. It's a party, Michaela says. Yes, we're meeting at a bar. We all still need to eat and need a change of scenery, but we are very much going there to strategize on Chastain and the other vampires in town, you say. Michaela rolls her eyes. Whatever. Just don't get drunk. You all get stupid, you won't be able to fight anybody, especially not Miss Chastain. I better get going. My mom is down the street picking up dinner, so I don't want her to wait too long for me. As soon as you come up with a plan, can you please text me? You'll be first on the list. You should be honored, there's like 3 names there. She walks out the front door, and Lamb locks up after she leaves. The white van pulls out in front of your store, and the side door opens. Damien helps Michaela step inside. Once she's seated, he slides the door closed, pauses, and gives you a quick nod like he knows you, even though you've never met him. The white van pulls away. You glance at your clock and see 7:04. You told your friends you'll meet him at 7:30, given you only a short time to get over there. You're looking forward to a bit of downtime with them, even if the main topic of discussion involves heavy decisions about the fate of your town. Your phone rings an alert from your security system. Glancing at the screen, you see a figure yanking at your living room window. The greenish-brown skin and dark eyes tell you it's Perry. You stare at your phone screen and watch the vampire breaking into your home. You only have a few minutes before he's here. I'll be going now, unless you need me for anything else, Lamb says. I do not want Lamb to be part of this. So we've got composure and persuasion. This is all composure. Oh man, we are not gonna, this is not gonna work. Composure. Wait, our charisma? We don't have any. Oh my god, we're so. It's horrible. Okay, so it's common persuasion or common subterfuge. Okay. No, I don't need you for anything else. You have a good night. I don't want him involved in this fight. Kind-hearted +4, conniving +8. Lamb nods and trots to the front of the store. You have a good evening, boss. Remember not to drink too much or spend too much. Eating out is one of the largest drains on a household's budget. He unlocks the front door, step outside, and locks it again. As he walks away, you breathe a sigh of relief that he's out of harm's way. With Lamb gone, you turn your attention to the intruder. You bolt through the back door, through your grandfather's office and into the living room. You see a face peering through the window. It's Perry. His hands are cupped around his eyes to block light from the outside, and he peers inside. You don't know how long it'll take him to break in, so you prepare. Man. I do not... What's my willpower at right now? Because it is not... Yeah, I've got 3 willpower left. I need to save it for Chastain, not this jobber. Equipped a ranged weapon. I don't have any ranged. Well, our combat is minuscule. Can we call Jace and be like, hey, roommate, need your help here? Yeah, let's go ahead and call someone for help. You're going to need help against Perry. So you quickly call Salem Sheriff's Department. No, it has to be Jace. This is probably a really bad call on my part, but out of everything, this seems to be the most... This makes the most sense. You call Jace's cell phone and he answers after the first ring. Hey, I just left for work. You're stopping by tonight, right? Jace, listen to me. Harry is breaking into my house and I think he's here to kill me. You have to come here now and help me. Shit. I'm on my way. He hangs up the phone. Phone call made. Next you. As Perry continues to break open the window, you... hide in grandfather's secret room. Deal with him while he's trying to get into the house. I really want to hold off on placing a curse until we need to. What do you think, Kath? Should we deal with him while he's trying to get into the house or hide in the secret room and let Jace come in? I mean, we do have full health, which is something. So... Ranged weapon? I don't have good ranged weapon stats, is the thing. I've got a dex of 1 and a combat of 2, which is something, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Like, I did not go for combat stats in this. Oh, we did ward the place, didn't we? Good call. Okay, let's do that. Let's hide in grandfather's secret room. You run into the back office and access the hidden door to the secret room. Once inside, you shut the door. Bringing up your house's security feed on your phone, you access the middle hallway camera. An image of Perry appears and another person. Kira. You press your ear to the door and listen, focusing on any sounds that tell you where he might be. Faint footsteps call from the tile floor in the hallway. A door creaks, the one to the store right outside the office. Feet shuffle, and then you hear the door to the office rattle. I don't know. Probably hiding. I'll check in here. Perry's muffled voice comes from the other side. He must be going over a plan with Kira. You hear the crack of wood and slamming on the door.
Thought you were in here. Where are you hiding?
Switching to the camera in your office, you see Perry looking around, his hand on the wall diagonal to the hidden room. He has a look of focus on his face and holds his head pitched forward like a dog, ears cocked, listening. Something hits the door, and you recoil a few feet, bumping into a chair. Perry's found you, and you only have seconds to prepare. A composure in combat? That's better. Ugh. Yeah, I'm built for talking. It's true. And also, I don't want it to be someone that I, know if we're just going to sit there and shoot completely. Find out what he wants and figure out a way to keep myself alive. The door rattles again and then buckles inward, swinging hard into the wall. As soon as Perry steps inside the office, you hold your hands up and back away. Hang on. Let's talk. He stands before you with his mouth open and fangs bared. He's leaning forward like he's ready to lunge at any moment.
What do I need to talk about? I've been waiting to drink you dry since that night in the alley. No one's here to stop me now.
Wits and insight. I do want to know actually what's so special. We got a kind of that before. Manipulation and subterfuge. That's also the same. And then composure and persuasion. Yeah, I want to see what this is. Why do you care so much about drinking my blood? What makes me so special? Inquisitive +4. Perry laughs, his mouth opening wide and fangs protruding.
Does everyone think you're special? I just want to suck you dry. I'm a vampire. That's kind of what we do.
As he takes a step forward, you back away and raise your hands. Wait, what did you mean by that?
What? Just what I said. I'm a vampire, so we suck people's blood.
No. You said, why does everyone think you're so special? Which implies that other people have said that. Does someone think I'm special? Perry stops just ahead of you and rubs the decomposing skin on his forehead.
You talk too much. Monroe just kept saying how important you were. Something about Chastain wanting you. I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention to her half the time. Look, it's time to get started.
No, I just read something down below. Oh my god. As he walks toward, you creep away until your back presses up against the wall. He reaches for your shoulder with one hand and with the other jerks your head to the other side. Your heart pounds in your chest and you feel your veins throbbing. He opens his mouth and lowers his fangs to your neck. You hear a high-pitched yowl from behind as Hex leaps onto Perry's shoulder. She digs her claws into the vampire, who pulls away from you, reaches back, and tosses the cat off of him. Hex flies across the office and slams against the wall. While Perry's distracted, you reach for a nearby lamp and heave it at his head. It bounces off the top of his skull. He staggers sideways and falls into a filing cabinet. You take the opportunity to dash outside the room, down the hallway, and into the living room. Halfway across the room, you hear the squeak of his sneakers on the hardwood. Perry leaps to the other side of the couch, blocking your path.
You're fucking dead.
Footsteps come from the back hallway, and you turn to spot Kira walking into the living room. She has Lamb by the collar of his shirt and throws him to the floor where he rolls several times before bumping into the coffee table. She found me outside. I tried to get away. I got bored watching the door to the shop, she says, arms folded across her chest and settling with her hip out in a lazy stance. How's it going in here?
Everything's fine. Let's just do what we came here to do.
You raise your fist toward Kira and glance at Perry, ready to strike. Just let me and Lamb go. I don't want any trouble. The front door swings inward and Jace runs into the room. Without a word, he lunges at Perry, tackling him from behind and dragging him to the ground. He pins Perry's arms back and holds down the struggling vampire.
Get off me, fucker!
Perry shouts. Kira takes a step in your direction and Jace yells, Damn it, you two? I can see Perry doing this, but you? She scoffs and rolls her eyes. He kept talking about how he was going to kill this one over here, and I don't know, I figured why not go along? I like to watch. Perry lifts his torso in a fit of rage, but Jace slams him back against the floor. Be cool, bro. Looking back to Kira, he says, Just get out of here. Monroe said Morgan's off limits. You agreed to her plan, so stick to your word. Cool? Cool, bro, she says to Jace, using his own tone to mock him.
You're gonna leave me here? You fucking bitch,
Terry says. Kira throws her hands up. Oh, don't be pissed at me because you're such a loser. You had like 10 minutes and couldn't even bag a mortal. Anyway, I'm out. She spins on her heels and walks back through the hallway toward the store. Jace nods at Lamb. What's up, man? You alright? Lamb swallows hard. I'm fine. I should go now. I have work in the morning. Bye. He circles the back of the couch, keeping far from Jace, and leaves through the front door, closing it on the way out. So what now? I'm going to walk Perry out of here and wait for him to calm down. He's going to promise not to come back here because if I tell Monroe about it, she's going to tie him up and leave him out in the sun. Perry struggles for a moment, but Jace holds him firmly. I'm going to let you up, and you're going to be cool, okay? Perry stares at you, his mouth moving into a smile, but he relaxes his arms and legs.
Good.
Jace releases his hold, stands up in one smooth move, then positions himself between you and Perry. Floorboards creak as Perry stands, and he fixes a hoodie with a snap to straighten it.
You sure about this?
He asks Jace while looking over his shoulder at you. Jace points to the door. He follows Perry all the way outside. You rush to the window and watch the two argue on the sidewalk, likely about the pros and cons of drinking your blood. In the end, Perry walks off, pulling up his hood and glancing left and right up the street like he's already looking for his next meal. Jace watches him walk off and then goes in a different direction. No! As you start the enormous task of cleaning up, you notice Hex lying on the floor. A splash of red sits under her hind legs. You step closer, expecting her to leap up, but you see her back contorted with a bulge along her spine. Her little body does not rise or fall. Stooping down, you see she's not breathing, though her eyes are open. You place your hand on her chest, and it feels like you're touching a doll. No reaction, no warmth, no life. You sit on the floor next to her and cradle your body in your arms. Tears run down your face, and you sit like that for a while and mourn your small friend. Hey, Shira. You stand up the tipped-over recliner and put the pieces of the broken bookshelf in the trash. After that's done, you cover the pane in the shop door where the window was broken. By the time you're finished, the place looks pretty good, though you can spot a few places where you maybe went too heavy on the bleach. You flop down on the couch. It's been a long night already, and after all that's happened, you feel angry. These vampires think they can do whatever they want. Not in my town. I've got to kill them all. Path of righteousness! This is the first time we've gone to a different path. Perry was brazen in attacking you at home. There was nothing stopping him. What if Monroe attacks you next? Or Chastain? Vampires are murderers by definition, and the longer they're allowed to exist in Jericho Heights, the more murders they'll commit. Since you're already late to meet your friends at Gallagher's, you text them to say you can't make it. You don't want to tell them what really happened over the phone, so you just tell them an emergency came up. A knock at the door has you inviting Monroe in. She's dressed in ripped black jeans with a t-shirt, printed with cobwebs and platform sneakers. She takes a quick tour around the living room and sits on the arm of the couch. Whoa, what happened here? Thought the place looked clean. Harry stopped by. I guess my blood is too hard to resist. Hero showed up too. When I offered to help you and your group, I thought I was safe from attack. These two assholes were definitely acting on their own. What exactly happened? She asks. No, I think our character would be a little bit mad right now, so. What does it matter? I'm alive, and no thanks to you. Don't you have control over your group, Monroe? Impulsive +10. I thought I did, Monroe says. I'm sorry they went for you. If I'd known what they were planning, I would have beat both their asses and kicked them out of town. Gotta trust me. I need your help. And even if I didn't, I actually love this town and all of the people in it. Amanda may appear like she gives a shit, but it's all just for show. I still have family here. And even though I can't be with them, I still care what happens to them in this whole community. Now, I'm getting all nostalgic. She pops out a rainbow-colored device that looks like a lighter, sucks on the mouthpiece, and blows out a short puff of pink air. Vampires can vape, you ask. She takes another puff, holds it, and lets the vapors leak out of the corners of her mouth. Eric is quite gifted. He practiced a certain kind of biochemistry and figured out a way to make it work for us. Practically a magician, she says. Is there blood in that? Forget about vaping, we need to talk. She says and kicks off her shoes, revealing cobweb-patterned socks that match her feet. You said you'd help us, and that time is coming fast. It's the summer festival. Every year, Amanda hosts some big, over-the-top event. This year, she's planning something in Long Valley Park. I think she knows that that's my playground and wants to use the summer festival to flush us out. This is our chance to turn the tables on her. If we figure out when and where she'll be most vulnerable, we can take our shot at her. That's where you come in. I need you to find out what she has planned. Do you know anything about Duke Bowie's rampage through the city? I have a feeling he was under some kind of supernatural influence. She takes a puff of her vape and slowly nods her head. It was Amanda. I'm not sure why she did it. I have a guess that it had to do with the mayor and sheriff. She wanted to fuck with them to keep them in line. When I was living with Amanda, she had Duke Bowie stop over from time to time. He's one of the biggest dudes in the Heights, and she loved to feed on him. She also took pleasure in getting him riled up. It's a trick of the mind where she can push emotions to the extremes. If you're sad, she can make you suicidal. If you're happy, she can make you downright orgasmic. And if you're angry, she can make you rage. I'm thinking she tinkered with Duke's mind, gave him a bit of her own blood to beef up his strength and pain tolerance, and then set him loose in the middle of the town. Now, I don't know any of this for sure, but it sounds like Amanda's doing. A car horn beeps outside, and you peek through the front window just as Chastain steps out of a black SUV. You rush to the door and look through the peephole. Chastain's here. She's walking to the house, you say. Monroe pops off the couch, stocking feet sliding on the hardwood floor. Fuck me, I've got to get out of here. Through the store? She starts toward the back hallway. It's all boarded and locked because the window got smashed earlier by Kira. Monroe stops and skids. I'm not hiding in the fucking closet just so she can find me and rip my throat out. The doorbell rings and the knob rattles like someone's trying to come in. 1 minute, you shout. Monroe runs by you, vaults over the stair rail, and runs up the stairs to the second floor. Listen at the top of the stairs. Get her talking about where she'll be at the summer festival. You open the door and see a smiling Chastain. She's wearing a low-cut black dress with a wide zipper up to the middle and spike-heeled boots. Good evening. Mind if I pop in for a quick chat? She slinks by you, pressing her body into yours for a brief moment as she passes, her heels tapping on the hardware floors as she makes her way across the room. Something looks different about this place. Redecorated? She runs a finger along an end table and wipes her hands together. I'm thinking this telling her about the two vampires at least would probably ease her into a sense of comfort. You know what I mean? Like, oh, so the vampires attacked you. You're definitely on my side now, right? My entire thing is like, I don't mind letting the Youngbloods live so long as Perry dies. That's my caveat, you know? Two of those young vampires attacked me earlier. I just got done cleaning this place up. Truthful, +8. Chastain spins on her heels. Attacked you? And you didn't call for help? Who were they? It was Perry, the one who attacked me in the alley the other night. And a vampire named Kira was with him. Where are they now? How did they survive? Tell me everything. Manipulation plus sub. What should we go for this one, guys? Hey, Shira, just take it one day at a time, boss. That's the best advice I can give. Keep it vague. Yeah. I fought them off, and they ran. Tell her enough details to satisfy her curiosity. Oop. Cynical +8. Chastain raises an eyebrow. Fought them off? Impressive. You describe your fight with Perry and Kira, though you leave out the most important details. I'm sorry that happened to you, she says. This is exactly the kind of violence I'm trying to prevent here. These younger vampires need to go. She reclines on the couch in the living room. Please, come sit with me. You sit and stare at her. Her long, shapely legs lie across the middle cushion with her feet dangling off the edge. She flips her blonde hair to one side of her shoulder and fixes a long necklace, a rose with a ruby center, which sits just above her cleavage. When we last spoke, you said you needed some time to think about helping me. I'm sorry to push you, but have you come to a decision? Yeah. Sure, and sub. It's 4, it's not gonna be good. But this is what I would say. What do you guys think? Like, we can risk the composure and subterfuge. That's going to be spicy. And I don't know how she's going to react if it fails. You think we should give it a shot? All right, we're gonna give it a shot. See what happens. Conniving +8. Chastain scoffs and makes a disappointed hum. You're not a very good liar. She bounds from the couch, suddenly grabbing your throat. She leans over your body, her face inches from yours, fangs extend in a sharp, violent flick like switchblades opening. I've tried to be nice. I've tried so hard. But you keep spitting in my face. You push your hands against her shoulders to shove her off, but it's like pushing a brick wall. She squeezes your throat until you stop resisting. Your head throbs and your chest pounds as you take in short breaths. Do you realize what I could do to you? She asks. She brings a cold thumb and rubs the corner of your mouth. I could leave you with only just enough blood to keep you alive. Chain you up in my larder, let your body replenish just so I can drink again. I can keep you alive in the dark for years like this. Till you go mad. And just like that, she lets you go. Well, now at least we see her true colors. You suck in a few gulps of air and then spend a full minute coughing while holding your throat. When your ears clear and you're able to look up at her, you see her across the room near the front window. Now that you see your options a little more clearly, I think we can move forward together. I had hoped you would work with me willingly, but I see now that's impossible. Either you help me, or I will destroy everything you hold dear in life. And it will hurt. Hey, Bart. Why do you even need my help? If you're so powerful, why is my help so important to you? She stares at you for a long moment. You will lure out the young vampires to a place of my choosing. You will be given all the details tomorrow at the start of the summer festival. Do this for me, and I will leave you alone. I will leave your grandfather's store alone and all of your little friends. You can continue your dull, meager little life without any fear of me. Yeah, it's a VTM story time. A horn beeps just outside the front of your home. I'll be leaving now. By the way, say hello to Salem for me. Such a wonderful girl to be wasting her talents. Needing to work at the library and a coffee shop. It must be so stressful. Hopefully her life gets better and she won't feel the need to harm herself anymore. She steps outside of your home and walks to the black SUV parked in the street. Moments later, you hear footsteps moving through the house again. The floorboards creak from the staircase, and you look up to spot Monroe. All clear? She asks. All clear. She skips down the steps and hops onto your couch. That was close. If I could sweat, I would be drenched right now. You see her staring and follow her gaze to the photo of your grandfather on the mantel of your fireplace. So, what exactly is the plan, or do we not have one? Need to completely blindside her, Monroe says. I'm talking ambush. She's super fast and can sense things before they happen. Even with my team, she'd come out on top in a straight fight. I'm probably the strongest of my crew. I doubt I'd last more than 6 seconds against her. Talked to Eric tonight, but they have some ideas. I say we think about this overnight, and tomorrow we'll all get together before sundown and hash this out. Wait, before sundown? I know Jace can be out in the day, but what about the rest of you? Sunlight doesn't hurt us as much as an older vampire like Amanda. It can burn me, but it's not too bad. Eric is the only one among us who really hates being outside during the day, but I think that's mostly their preference. Anyway, I guess I should get going. She rises and crosses the room. Tomorrow's a big night. If things go as planned, it'll be all over by dawn. Jericho Heights will start over. Free. Can't wait to see it. Maybe I can even go home. She walks out the door and only looks back to wave before stepping in the shadows of an alley. Home. How could she ever go home? You wonder. You return to your couch and pop out your phone to check your email. It feels like you've been out of touch with everything in the past few days. As the messages flicker by, you feel yourself dozing off. You're not sure how long you're out, but the front door opening wakes you. Jace walks in. Hey, I got back as soon as I could. The bar was busy tonight. How are you doing? He asks. The two of you talk for a little while about the attack, and he assures you Perry and Kira will leave you alone from now on. The two of you hang out for a few minutes and talk more about your evenings. You talk about Chicago and Jericho Heights, and your conversation never mentions vampires. Time passes, and after all the excitement of the day, talking to him helps you wind down. It's late, so Jace excuses himself and heads upstairs to his room. A few minutes later, you hear a knock on the door. It's Salem. Sorry to just show up. I went to Gallagher's, but it wasn't the same without you, she says. She sits on the couch next to you and takes your hand. Her hair's been straightened, and she's wearing light blue eyeshadow and dark blue lipstick. A black knit dress hugs her body. Of course, you missed your date. I'm so sorry about our date. I really wanted to be there. Don't worry about it at all. Emergencies come up. All the nights, my first real date with you, and I have to miss it, which is just my luck. First dates are boring anyway. I can't wait for our second date. She offers a cute smile. She slips off her boots. Is there anything you need? Do you want to get some rest? Yeah, I'm really tired. We have a big day tomorrow. Talk about it in the morning. As you walk toward the door to let her out, she stays on the couch. Do you mind if I stay? I don't want to be alone, she says. Oh, we need to go ahead and keep with that just because, if Amanda knows about her? Yeah, I like that. Oh, we need some help, some therapy. Relationship with Salem +2. She smiles at you and walks up the stairs. See you up there. You spend several minutes locking up the house to make sure everything's secure. Then you check it all again. Once satisfied, you head upstairs and into your bedroom. Salem lies in bed face down, a thin sheet covering her body. You can tell by the rise and fall on her back that she's already sleeping. You take off your clothes and crawl in next to her. She stirs and cuddles close. She's warm on your chest, and the sounds of her soft inhales and exhales lull you to sleep. Wow. All right. Preston, can I get an F in the chat for Hex, please? An F in the chat for Hex. Our little furry buddy that bought us some precious seconds. That sucks. It's our first, real casualty we've had during this run. If Perry isn't dead by the end of this, I'm unsubscribing. That is definitely the goal that I am going for, Kath. If I have to swerve the young vampires and kill Perry, I will. It's serious, serious business. But, yeah. And we're moving on to the next chapter, which is called Group Tactics, and this is the chapter right before the last one in the game, guys, so we are getting there. Next week we should be able to go ahead and finish off Out for Blood, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this, murdered cat notwithstanding. But if you guys haven't followed the Twitch channel, please do so. I try and stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays with random times in between. And if you're watching the replay of this on YouTube, I have a link to the Twitch channel in the description below. Please go ahead and give us a follow. I think you'd probably like it here. And I also have a link to my Extra Life page where I'm raising money for my local children's hospital via the awesome Extra Life charity. So check out those links if you feel so inclined. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill there. And we will see you next time. Later days, everyone.